Alright, so as everyone here knows, the NBA regular season is starting in 2 days. And honestly, it's felt like forever since we've had an NBA game, guys. I mean, last NBA game, that was Miami Heat versus Denver Nuggets, and that just seems unreal that the Miami Heat were in the finals not even 3 months ago. I mean, it feels like at least 3 years ago. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to be giving my predictions for every single team in the entire NBA for this season. Whether they're going to do better or worse than last season, what their team is going to be looking like, and just how good they are. So this will be a long one. Sit back, relax, and remember to stay hydrated. Alrighty, so first off, we're going to have Wizards, Hornets, Rockets, Magic. And I grouped all of these teams into the same category because I think that they're all going to be pretty bad teams this season. I mean, the Wizards are actually going to be fascinating. All the Jordan Poole stuff has gotten me excited. How he dropped 42 a few nights ago, and then he dropped like 6 points the other night. So I think it'll be interesting having Jordan Poole as the first option. We've never seen that before. We haven't even seen anything close to that. He's been the third option on the Warriors. But that'll just be fun to watch. Hornets, it just depends on LaMelo Ball's health, how Brandon Miller plays. Rockets, they're building a great young team with a good culture. They have Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet too now. So I think that'll be really interesting to watch. But they won't be good. Magic and I think Pistons too, they also have a ton of young players, but they just are not ready to take that next step. And in the next category, I'm going to throw in the Pacers, the Spurs, and the Trailblazers, and maybe the Jazz, but I'm not sure about the Jazz. I'll get to that later. But, I mean, you have the Pacers who, they got Obi Toppin, but Tyrese Halliburton needs to take such a big leap. And everyone just needs to get better, along with a big, big, big jump from Miles Turner if you really want them to look good. So I don't know if that will happen this season, but it'll happen sometime. Maybe they make a trade midway through the season that pushes them to that playoff level. But right now, no. You then have the Trailblazers. Trailblazers, they're just an amazing team ever since the Dame trade. They just got so many pieces. It's crazy how well the front office played it. But yeah, there's not much else to say about them. I mean, it'll obviously be fun to watch them, but that's about it. Then you have the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama. That's basically the only reason that anyone is going to watch a single Spurs game this season. And it's actually going to be really fun to watch. And I'm definitely going to be tuning into a few of their games. Alrighty, so next I did say the Jazz, and I think they're just in a tier of their own, as weird as this sounds. Maybe the Jazz and the Pelicans, because they have unproven talent on both of their rosters, especially with the Jazz recently picking up John Collins in that trade, which I think the Hawks got totally finessed, but that's just me. And basically it was just a crazy, crazy offseason for both teams. I mean, the Pelicans didn't do much, but Zion's been getting rumors of getting better and better, and there's all of that, so I think that's going to be interesting to watch. Next, we have the Hawks. Guys, I am not a big Hawks fan, to say the very least, because honestly, they're just not that good. I mean, they just gave Onyeka Okongwu the biggest bag ever. Like, seriously, they gave him so much money. I don't know why they gave him that much money. He's not that good. But he's a backup center. So you basically have them relying on the progression of their players to take them to the next step. And that's never been reliable, as we've seen time and time again in history. Whether it is the Nets, I mean, the Thunder have been doing pretty well off. And actually, let's just go straight to the Thunder, because the Thunder, wow, this season, if they're not really good, I'm going to be surprised. Between Shea, who's one of the best players in the league nowadays, and Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, and the third Jalen Williams. Yes, there are 3 Jalen Williams on their roster. I'm not lying about that. It's going to be great to watch, and they're going to be a really, really good team. I'm excited to see where they go. But I'm actually more excited to see the Suns because the Suns have three All NBA players: Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, all on their roster. And honestly, they also got a good supporting cast around them, which is unheard of when you have such a dominant big three. They're going to be really, really good this season, and one of the big three championship contenders between them, the Celtics, and the Bucks. So I think it's going to be fascinating to watch them. And another team that'll be fascinating to watch, but not for all the right reasons, is the 76ers. Because, guys, this James Harden drama is honestly just getting ridiculous at this point. I mean, he's probably not even going to play this season if we're going to be totally honest, and that means he's going to be banned, but that's a story for a different video. And you have Joel Embiid, who's the reigning MVP, but he can't carry a team, as we saw in the playoffs when Harden got injured. So I'm not really sure where I would put this team, but I don't love the look of them. Next, we'll go with the Miami Heat. I think that they're going to be they're hard to explain. I'm not sure what to think of them. They always surprise me. I'm not sure how they're ever contending, but they always are somehow contending, which is what makes the NBA such a fun game. And next, Raptors and Bulls. Guys, I don't really care about either of these teams. The Bulls, they just suck. I don't know what to say. Like, with all due respect to all Bulls fans, I feel bad for you guys. Like, you have to sit through all of that. Oh man. And the Raptors, they lost such big pieces this offseason. Scotty Barnes is just ridiculous. And then you have Pascal Siakam, who is probably going to be traded midseason, if we're being totally honest. That's a prediction right there. Mark me on that. You can mark that down in quotations. But Pascal Siakam, yeah, I think he's honestly gone. We'll go the Celtics next. Oh my god, guys. Oh my goodness. The Celtics are the best team in the league right now. On paper, nobody should be able to beat them. Not even the Bucks, who I'll talk about next. But there's honestly no one that should be beating the Celtics. I mean, between Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White, it's ridiculous, guys. They might have traded away some big pieces, but they have Drew Holiday. They have Jason Tatum. They have Jaylen Brown. They have Kristaps Porzingis, all top 30 players right now. So if they're not winning the championship, I'm going to be surprised. But I won't be as surprised if one team, the Milwaukee Bucks, is able to stop them. Because the Bucks are just looking so dominant between Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo that, guys, this might be the best big two in history, even better than Kobe and Shaq. Not to mention they have players like Chris Middleton, Pat Connaughton, and an overall pretty decent supporting cast on them. So they're going to be a good team. On the other hand, the Grizzlies have just been going through some pain recently. I mean, you had Ja Morant be suspended for 25 games, and it was just announced that Steven Adams will be missing the entire year. Like, that's just absolutely crazy, and I feel bad for all Grizzlies fans watching this video. But Jaren Jackson Jr. might be able to run some center. I'm not sure how he would be at that. But it's Jaren Jackson Jr. It can't possibly be too bad, right? Maybe they trade for a backup center midway through the year. I'm not sure. Next, we have the Knicks. I don't know where to start. Because not only did they not extend Emmanuel Quickley today, or Monday, October 23rd, for those watching it at a later date, but they haven't really done anything this offseason. They're banking on player progression. I mean, heck, they just lost Obi Toppin for like 2 second-round picks. It wasn't worth it at all. And there's honestly nothing making them better this year. At the same time, they might be able to take some sort of jump. Julius Randle might not be injured this season. Mitchell Robinson might start playing better. I'm not sure. They're an interesting team, but not one that I particularly care about. Next, we have the Timberwolves, which is definitely a team that I care about because Anthony Edwards is absolutely ridiculous, guys. If he isn't top 5 in MVP voting, I'm going to be surprised. And Cat too. Cat's going to be phenomenal this season, along with Rudy Gobert. And honestly, I can see this big three, along with some supporting pieces such as Jaden McDaniels, working together very, very well this season. But one team who has proven that they can play well together is the Denver Nuggets, because last season they just won the championship and almost nothing changed. Sure, you could argue that they've lost some pieces, but they haven't really lost any big pieces. Bruce Brown was a contributing factor. He wasn't any Aaron Gordon type person, and they kept Aaron Gordon. So I think the Nuggets are fine, and I have faith in them running it back and winning the championship again this season. Alright, next we've got the Brooklyn Nets, and I don't have much opinion on the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, you have Mikal Bridges, Nicholas Claxton. They're going to be a good team undoubtedly this season. It just depends how big of a leap the young guys take. Like Cam Thomas, remember when he had those 40-point games? He's got to put up some big numbers this season too if he wants to even stay on the roster, because he is a huge liability on defense. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. I think that they're going to do well, but maybe just a playing team, maybe a bit above, maybe the 60th seed or something. But I think that that is their definite ceiling, and maybe if they make a big trade around the deadline, they can look better. But for now, I don't love the Brooklyn Nets. Next, the Dallas Mavericks. Where to start? You have Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and that's it. That is literally it. You have two of the best guards in the league, and apart from that, they really have nothing. I mean, I would say trade Kyrie, but I don't think anyone wants Kyrie. And trading Luka, you don't trade Luka Doncic. That's just ridiculous. So I think their best hope is just to try hard and just be good. Hope that their offense makes up for lack of defense. And one team that doesn't have a lack of defense is the Sacramento Kings, because between Domantas Sabonis and all the other big guys that they have, whether it's their oversized guards or, I mean, even De'Aaron Fox, he's a defensive menace. They have no lack of defense. They obviously have no lack of offense, and the leap that they're about to take this year is tremendous. I'm a Warriors fan, but I think that the Kings will do really well this season. And now, speaking of the Warriors, we have the Golden State Warriors, who I think might be just a tier below championship contenders, because obviously we just added Chris Paul. We have all the core pieces. We added Dario Saric. Kuminga and Moody are going to take a big leap, and honestly, maybe I'm just a biased Warriors fan, but I think that they can make a deep playoff run this year. Definitely not championship because of how good the other teams are. But at the same time, you cannot count Steph Curry out for anything. So maybe it is a championship, but probably not. And next, we have a team who might actually make the championship, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers. With a near 40-year-old LeBron James, an aging Anthony Davis, and all their other young players, they are looking like a great team with a mix of veteran leadership and young guys. I would honestly doubt if they don't make the NBA Finals or at least something big this year, because they're going to be really good. Anthony Davis might even win Defensive Player of the Year because of how well he plays when he's actually active. And yeah, I'm really excited for how they're going to look. Last two teams, we have the Cavs and the Clippers. Bit of an anticlimactic way to go out on this video, but oh well. The Cavs, you just have Evan Mobley, you have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, you have all those guys. I think they're going to be great this season. At the same time, I don't really care about the Cavs because they're not going to be championship contenders or anything. A team I do care about, though, is the Clippers. I think that they're going to be a really, really, really interesting team. I mean, between the Kawhi Leonard injuries, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, them missing all the games, and the young guys they have, maybe if they stay healthy this season, they're actually a championship contenders. I mean, you can never count out a team that has two top 30 players on their roster. And that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please do drop a like, because if you're already here, you might as well just drop a like because you like what I'm saying. And you might as well just subscribe at the same time too, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.